Hello, my friends. Welcome to the studio. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I can't even describe how tired I am. Two main reasons. A good one and a bad one. I started online analog gear shopping late at night. It took longer than expected. I bought more than I should. Arriving soon. Excited. And second reason, since COVID makes life a lot less exciting, I thought like the best thing is educate myself and learn more about music production, mixing, techniques, just watch some other people make music, which is probably the most inspiring thing, at least for me as a producer. So a month or two ago, I got Masterclass. Like, you know the trailers, you know the ads, no affiliation here. It looks cool, so I was intrigued, and they have quite a lot of videos about music by music producers, by singers, songwriters, producers, by huge people in the industry, Badmouse, Armin van Buuren, Timbaland, Alicia Keys, and a whole lot more. And I've watched almost all of them, and I would love to give you my feedback, who I think it is for, who shouldn't get it, who should get it, and some alternatives. So I first watched the one with Badmouse because electronic music, I like his stuff, and it was also back in the days one of the very first ones that was introduced, and I already watched it back then, so I gave it a second chance. I have to say, if you're a fan of any of these people that make these master classes, then yes, it's kind of worth it to watch it, because you get an insight into the mind and workflow and also personality of that person. So if you're a Badmouse fan and you make music or you want to start making music, it's perfect. If you're not a Badmouse fan, not even into electronic dance music, his course is probably not the right one. He is a nice guy, but he's a lot of, I don't want to say boring, because what he does and says is interesting, but he's maybe not the perfect camera kind of person, if you know what I mean. Then the Armin van Buuren class is interesting, but again, kind of shallow, at least for me. I'm doing this already for 10, 12 years plus, so there isn't really something new I've learned, to be honest, but I was reminded of some old things I forgot, and it inspired me definitely the next day to go to the studio and just make music. It's always like I watch someone else do something, I want to do it myself. That's like a plus. The Timbaland one, and I'm like an old hip-hop guy. I started like DJing like hip-hop, R&B music, so I really look up to him. His class was interesting because, at least to me, since I'm very into electronic dance music, has a different approach to making music. Also more old school, more hands-on style of making music. So he's at the very beginning of the video, it's like beatboxing and making and humming melodies and just recording track by track like in a loop station, and builds up a track this way, which is like mind-blowingly inspiring. I just loved it. And then he sits around with two other dudes that like help him to produce music. They all like feed in ideas and make it, but no one of them will give away like the full details and secrets of music production. So it's more or less a very skilled, very like highly regarded person that is on top of their game, and they have achieved a ton, giving you pretty basic tutorials. So it's more meant for people that are starting to make music, that are at the very beginning or within like the first year of music production, and for people that need some inspiration, and again for people that are like fans of these kind of people. And that's my personal problem with this entire masterclass thing. If you're already into something and you watch masterclass videos about your topic that you already know something of, it's kind of pointless. You shouldn't pay the, I think I paid around 200 for an entire year subscription. I think it's 17 something per month, but you have to pay an entire year. I still don't want to say I hated it or I regret it, because all of the other videos are amazing, and that's where I lost most of the time. I've watched cooking, I've watched like business skills, personality stuff. There's one FBI guy, I think his name is Chris. He, amazing. Like just his class, just the 2 hours listening to him was already worth it. And that's the thing, because I don't know anything about negotiation skills on that kind of level. For me, the very basics by a very skilled person is fantastic. Like the first glimpse into a topic, amazing. For that, it is just amazing. So I will keep on watching more stuff late at night. It's good to fall asleep. And also other topics always inspire me for stuff here in the studio. Just kind of mindset kind of things, and just being inspired by someone else being really dedicated and nerdy about their topic, really passionate. That's fantastic. But for everyone, a year plus into music production, just for the music content, no, definitely no. There are great alternatives, really great alternatives. I'll tell you more about these alternatives because they're worth every single cent. Once I'm done with music work today, I'll try to squeeze out at least like 2 or 3 hours working on a new song that I unfortunately can't share. It's a remix for a bigger pop artist, so it's top secret. I had way too much fun today producing. Like I hooked up all of the synths and I ordered a couple more. I don't know, hands-on, just makes so much more fun. Anyways, those are alternatives. There are two I absolutely love that like fill and address different niches. The first one is Mix with the Master. They have, or Masters, they have like a neat website with like tons and tons of interesting stuff. They're more on the classic music production kind of side, the 70s, 80s, 90s kind of. And what I mean by that is more mixing, mastering, old LA studios, big, like nice speakers, a lot of outboard gear. So more the classic approach to music. There's a mixing guy that made songs for Justin Bieber. You can watch him, how he mixes it. Like mastering guys from Sterling Sounds, amazing, interesting, their approach, their techniques, like the top of the class, like the Grammy kind of guys. Like all of them are in there. You can watch them. It's on the very nerdy side, and some of them are like historically very interesting, like someone pulling out old tapes from like old super hits and going through them and explaining how they were made. Very inspiring, very, very nice. Mostly probably more for advanced people that actually already know how to produce and are into like background stories or how was that hit mixed, how was that hit mastered kind of content. Amazing. Can highly recommend it. It's less about learning new techniques, at least for me. It's more about interesting facts within the project of those hit songs that everyone knows. For example, the Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber song has a guitar in it, and that guitar has a resonating frequency that is highly, 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 highly annoying. And they didn't want to re-record the guitar because they were really happy with the take, but it had that, it was actually the resonance you get from the pickup of your guitar when you're sitting close to speakers and move it around. So the mastering guy had to EQ it out with like a very steep kind of EQ, 24 dB. That kind of stuff is kind of interesting. Now, always when I listen to this track, I think about it, and now I can actually hear that there's still something left in this kind of super hit song. Like these mistakes and background information kind of stuff. And then there's the second alternative. And before talking about it, I have to disclaim something really quick because I'm actually working with them together right now on my own masterclass video. This is no ad. They don't even know me making this video. They are called Fader Pro. They make all of the tutorials for electronic dance music. They're heavily into electronic dance music, so you can watch people from Armada, Tool Room, like the big, big, big labels. You can see their artists making songs from scratch, mixing, mastering them, going through old projects. So it's very interesting if you're into electronic dance music and more the creative part, like the beginning of making a song, the idea, the initial first hour, 2-3 hours of making a song. And I have to say, for all three of them, the content is highest quality. Like the filming, high quality. The audio in it is not some scrap audio from a mic. It's internal audio. It is screen recorded. It looks amazing. The light is perfect. So like kudos to all these. Like the job on the filming front is just amazing. So you won't like there's nothing that is annoying like while watching them. I'll link all three down below if you want to, if you have the money, if you have the time, if you need some inspiration, if you want to learn something. Good stuff, high quality, go check it out. If not, there's still YouTube. There's a ton of stuff on this channel right here, but there are millions and millions of other channels that also have really, really great content. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll go back to creating some sounds from scratch and starting some new stuff maybe. I don't know. I just feel like playing around a little with that new Sine.